Swing, 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 swing. I know you feel me. Swing, swing, conspiracy, hey, swing. That's hard shit. I'm gang.
Hey, we're here live and direct. This episode 9 of the Swanglin Show. It's me, Joshua P. Dunn. Today the P stands for pneumonia because it's cold as hell. My man Caviar Dick is still on vacation, MIA. As well, my road dog Nucleus is MIA due to fatherly duty, which we always respect. So, for the first time ever in the history of the Swanglin Show, like that song, the theme song from the Scorpion King, I Stand Alone. I'm going to be delivering it to you live all by myself on this episode. Very special guest, C-Money Baby, representing Dayton, Ohio, is going to be chirping in with me towards the end of the episode here. We got a bunch of topics we're going to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the NFL blown calls in the playoffs, leading to eventually New England Patriots Super Bowl victory over the Rams in the conference championship games. The Rams versus the Saints, they had a blown call late in the game that pretty much altered the outcome, and the Saints should have been playing in the Super Bowl. And then also in the AFC Championship game, Patriots versus the Chiefs, they had a blown call there as well, to where it pretty much altered the championship game in a major way. And I think the NFL really needs to come together and put something together on the table as far as doing some live replays or doing something to make it to where these teams can't be slighted and put out, because it doesn't really lead to what some people would believe to be a level playing field. And me personally, as a longtime NFL fan and fan of football in general, I want to see new teams play for championships. I want to see the best teams play for championships. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the best competition that there is and that the NFL can provide. And this year, for the 2018 leading into the 2019 season, I personally feel like the best representation of football was not a Patriots-Rams Super Bowl, because I don't give a fuck about the Patriots because I'm a Dolphins fan for life. But I believe that it would have been a better game and a more compelling story and a better representation of the season had it ended up being the New Orleans Saints versus the LA Chargers in the Super Bowl, and it been that epic gunslinger quarterback style showdown between the legendary Drew Brees and the always on the cusp of greatness and excellent field commander in Phillip Rivers. I think that personally would have been the better game. It would have been more entertaining for the fans. The game between the Patriots and the Rams in the Super Bowl was very lackluster, very defense-oriented, not very high-scoring affair. And it's one of those things to where it really makes you wonder, do they blow these calls on purpose? And there's a lot of conspiracy theories on the internet. People think that because of the Spygate and the Deflategate and all the controversy that stems around the New England Patriots dynasty and Tom Brady, Bill Belichick and company out there in Massachusetts area, that they don't believe that the NFL is in the best interest of the fan, or actually even being a real competitive sport. A lot of fans believe that this shit is starting to be rigged. What do you think? You're listening to the Swanglin Show. Are you a fan of football? You hit me up. You let me know what you think, if the NFL is rigging games or if you think that this shit is lopsided. We want your input. We want to know who your squad is, you know what I'm saying? Who you think should have been in the Super Bowl. Who your favorite college team. We want to know all that stuff. Me personally, I'm rocking with Miami Dolphins for life, like I said. Transition period. We're going into some different things. But it's always Ohio State Buckeyes for life as well. And that right there, my friends, is how we're going to get down on the Swanglin Show, episode 9. We're talking about this blown NFL calls. I feel like they got to up the ante, put more referees on the field, more instant replay, more accessibility for them to be able to review calls, especially blown calls by the referees. They got to start checking themselves as the referees, you know what I'm saying? Almost like in a way where in your family structure and your friends circle, you check each other to do the right thing. NFL, do the right thing. You got these dudes out here in the zebra stripes that's blowing it, fucking shit up for the fans, making it an unwelcoming experience leading into the biggest and largest championship game in the world. And you fucked it up. So, Joshua P. Dunn from the Swanglin Show right now letting you know, we don't like this shit. You guys got to get this together. And in the future, we don't want to see any more majorly blown calls that affect the outcomes of championship games in the playoffs. Get your shit together. Now, speaking of get your shit together, another thing I want to talk about on episode 9 of the Swanglin Show, I think is very important that I let you guys hear about this. If you're not aware, it's been in the media. There was a strike from the teachers in Los Angeles, California, unionized, go on strike. And there's 600,000 students in limbo. There's no teachers. They're striking because, you know, they wanted smaller class sizes. They want more nurses on campuses. You know, they want better protection. They want more money. All these things that, being the educators of our youth in this country, should probably be treated a little better, be paid a little better. What do you guys think? You know, I think that our teachers are underpaid in this country. But it's they went on strike for 6 days, and on the 22nd of January 2019, they finally reached an agreement after a 21-hour negotiation and deliberation period. And they come to an agreement with their school district that includes 6% raise, gradual decreases in class sizes over the next several years, more counselors. They're going to be expanding the depth of their librarians and their nurses and all these different things. And it's very historic because I feel like our country needs to go in a trend more of taking better care of the educators and people that are directly touch and help mold the youth of the country if we really want to sustain some long-term growth for our country. Now, these teachers, they went on strike, and it's like a symbolic thing to see people picketing, and it's something that's pretty much always been like a major staple point of American culture, is to be able to stand up for yourself and what you think you deserve, what you believe in. So shout out to the teachers in LA, shout out to the teachers in Denver that are going and putting their nuts on the table and saying, look, we want better, we want more. And I feel like as people, we can look at this as an example and flip it and look at how your life is going in your personal life and your relationships with people and all types of shit. And if you feel as if that you deserve more, you need to put it on the motherfucking line. Tell people you want more, earn more, let them know that they gotta respect it and that you want more. Because if you learn anything from this teacher strike, they're unionizing, and that, you know, they're coming together as a group and not settling for less. So there's some power involved there in the fact that you can be strength in numbers, and it doesn't gotta be on some street shit like a lot of people think. A lot of younger people want to be in gangs and want to be involved in this different shit. You can come together in different ways. You can come together as a movement for your career skills. You can come together with your church. You can come together with a fucking book group at your library. You can come together with people in all different types of ways and get that same social interaction and really gain power collectively to really potentially create something that can benefit your life and make things better. So don't be afraid to say, you want to know what, fuck this shit, I want some more money, god damn it, I want some better fucking insurance, I want better this, I want better whatever. If that's how you feel, you need to put it on the table and let people know right off top that I heard it on the Swanglin Show. Joshua Dunn said, you want to know what, fuck this shit. We want better treatment, so we're going to put it on the line, and we're going to let people know that's how we're rocking in 2019. We're going to shoot for the motherfucking sky. Now, on episode 9 of the Swanglin Show, I want to dig into some different types of things, some personal shit. I want to tell you guys about some of my favorite music, right? I love hip-hop music. It's been an angle for me and something that I've always loved and been able to be a part of, and it's helped me generate money in my life. There's been many a times where I paid a bill via hip-hop. I love everything about it. I love the production. I love the poetry aspect of it. I love the way that it's delivered in a video. I just love every fucking thing about it, right? So I wanted to tell the very faithful listeners of the Swanglin Show who've been rocking with us for 9 consecutive motherfucking episodes now, which we're very proud of, some of my favorite albums, which I'm going to create a playlist on Spotify that you will be able to check out in the link in the descriptions that you can code JAM. Some of my favorite albums, and I'm going to start off at the top. Snoop Doggy Dogg, Doggy Style album. Straight banger. You know what I'm saying? This album came out when I was a kid. Executive produced by Dr. Dre. It is essentially like the audio soundtrack of the early 90s West Coast movement that is pretty much based upon a lot of sampling from funk records, and a lot of that sound stems back to my area, Ohio. If you know the history of funk music and you're listening to this, you know what's up. A lot of the sound that was part of this big West Coast movement from the production standpoint in the early 90s, a lot of that's Southern Ohio sound. That's motherfucking, a lot of this shit came from Dayton, Ohio. But it's such a great album through and through. You can press play on this motherfucker. It's got noted big singles that Snoop Dogg had, like What's My Motherfucking Name, Gin and Juice. Classic records that if you were alive during this time period, and even if you aren't alive during this time period, this is an album that you can really hit play on it, walk away, not touch a button, and just jam it from beginning to end, because it's really that fucking great. You're going to want to check this out. I recently turned on a younger person that I know that's probably 21, 22 years old, was not very familiar with this album. Of course, everybody knows Snoop Dogg because he's a cultural icon. He's pretty much, you know, the Willie Nelson of my generation. He is an amazing entertainer, and a lot of the younger people know him for his current material, and they don't really understand the lineage and history behind the fact that this dude is a fucking legend. And his album Doggy Style that came out in the early 90s, executive produced by Dr. Dre, put out on Death Row Records, was a fucking classic album. Another album that I love that is totally different is the album Magnum Force by the rap group Helta Skelta, representing New York. This is some Duck Down Records vibe, straight lyricist, East Coast style, purity fucking rap album, and it's classic. They got joints on there that flip it on some old school R&B type tip. They got some really aggressive stuff on there. For the time period in which this album came out, the lyricism is impeccable. The cadences are impeccable. The energy on some of the records and the wildness and just, it's something that is unmatched. And you listen to this project, it gives you energy. So listen to this project, Helta Skelta Magnum Force. It's a real deal, crunchy, just grimy and thick hip-hop album that is worth its weight in gold over the course of time. I personally believe this is one of the greatest albums ever created in the history of hip-hop. And if you're not hip to it, I really recommend that you go check this fucking thing out, because it's solid as hell. And as you continue to listen more on the Swanglin Show, not the Dangling Show, I'm going to keep, getting you hip to things that I personally love, things that I think are dope, that I think that you would also want to fuck with, because I'm going to hook you up like that. Recommendation style, hit you with that, what do they call that in the advertising world? The testimonial. I'm going to drop it on your motherfucking ass. Now, another thing I want to bring up and talk about on episode 9 of the Swanglin Show is rape allegations and shit, because I've been paying attention to the entertainment media more lately, looking for different topics to talk about on the show, and looking into all different forms of headlines and stuff, because I want to give you guys the hot scoop on the good stories and shit, right? So I see in the news that some lady in Paris, France, accused R&B superstar Chris Brown of rape. And this isn't the first time that he's been accused of some type of rape type scenario. He had another one previously. He's pretty well known nationally and internationally, not only for his music, which he's fucking amazing. This dude's like Michael Jackson, but better in every single fucking aspect. And if you debate that, shame on you, because the dude's fucking got better vocal range. He's a better dancer without question. The dude's fucking amazing. But that's on a different note. They want to fucking, he's more known nationally and internationally, being infamous for his domestic abuse issue with R&B singer Rihanna that was public, and there's a lot of controversy based around that. Well, it comes out that no charges are pressed. This woman is probably stunting and lying on Chris Brown, because let's be real here. They say if things happen, you get allegations against you multiple times, that it has to be true, but not necessarily when you're dealing with millionaire ass motherfuckers, super talented people. People do all kinds of thirsty shit for attention and lie on you and do all types of shit. So we don't know the facts, but no charges have been filed against this dude. He ends up filing a different type of like a defamation suit against a woman who's accusing him of the rape charge in Paris. And his lawyer's putting out a statement, that the facts are being challenged, and it's insufficient for them to even attempt to prosecute the dude, because this girl more than likely is lying on this dude, right? Now, I want to bring up and talk about the fact that how whack is that? And how low of a broad you gotta be to where you're gonna lie, rape on somebody? If that is the case, lady in Paris, I don't know your name exactly, but you're a piece of shit, bitch. If that is what you're doing, because sexual assault is no joke. There's a lot of people that deal with that in this country, all over the world in general, and the issues that stem from that long term. And it's not really something you want to fucking play with. Having that weigh on somebody's personal character, if you are lying on them, you got to think about the type of scenario that you're putting them in, and try and, pretty much bury a motherfucker because you're a liar. So go fuck yourself if you're the type of person that does shit like that. We're keeping it real on the Swanglin Show. We don't lie on people. We don't tell on people. We don't do weird shit like that. We ain't gonna make them no sexual assault shit. Fans of the Swanglin Show ain't gonna be out here raping people and doing this fuck shit, because it's unacceptable. And that's the type of shit that you can never come back from. So if you ever have those types of desires where you're gonna fucking force yourself on people or do some weird ass fucked up shit like that, you need to go get help before the fact, because I would imagine the thought exists before the act happens. You know what I'm saying? And people are fucked up. If you're fucked up and you're listening to this shit and you think that you could one day rape a motherfucker, go to the hospital, go to a psychiatrist, go to somebody, get help. You're going to end up ruining somebody's fucking mind for life. You could get somebody pregnant, create some real fucked up scenarios for people. And if you're one of these females out here that lies on people trying to come up on some money, on some rape shit, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're ugly. on the inside, go fuck yourself on the Swanglin Show. It's Joshua P. Dunn. I said that shit and I motherfucking stand on it. So, now that that's off my chest, I feel a little bit better. You know, I got time to breathe here. So we're going to talk about the Oscar nominations came out for 2019. I'm not sure if y'all are hip. It's a pretty big deal. You know what I'm saying? The Oscars come out. Biggest award show in Hollywood as far as movies are concerned. You know what I'm saying? The Academy votes on these things, and it's a major heralded accomplishment for an actor's career, a director's career, to be involved in this. And every year these lists come out and new fucking stars are made. People's careers are legitimized. There's people that, you know, work in Hollywood for 25 years that are so recognizable and super fucking talented that never get this type of nod. So everybody looks and they wait for this type of shit to come out, and they want to know when it does come out, you know, what's important. And leading the way on this motherfucking Oscar nominations list for Best Picture, Black Panther's in there, Bohemian Rhapsody, A Star Is Born, all mega fucking movies. So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out with such a high grossing film such as Bohemian Rhapsody, Black Panther. It's going to be, they're going to lay it on the line, but I think Black Panther's going to take it home because there's not very many movies that have came out in fucking history that have that type of cultural influence like that movie. That was fucking amazing. You know, you got major actors and actresses that were nominated this year, such as, you know, Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, William Dafoe, Viggo Mortensen, Lady Gaga, Melissa McCarthy, Glenn Close, the legendary Glenn Close, and for her role in the movie The Wife. And her legacy is something that is definitely to be heralded, so congratulations to Glenn Close. Now, you even have scenarios going on in here like the legendary Spike Lee dropping another movie, a very controversial movie called Black Klansman, which I watched and I enjoyed. I thought it was a very great movie. I enjoy Spike Lee throughout his career, his cinematography, you know, his casting, the way he puts his films together, I think is fantastic. So congratulations once again to this director and media mogul Spike Lee on his Oscar nomination for Best Director for Black Klansman. Now, there's also some other shit going on in here. You know, they nominate people for cartoons, and they nominate people for their screenplay, you know, and you see somebody really come out the woodwork, somebody like Bradley Cooper, who's a big actor in Hollywood, and for him to have his, you know, his screenplay, plus he's the main actor in this motherfucking movie with Lady Gaga, and this shit blows the fuck up. Which Lady Gaga follows me on Twitter, which blows my fucking mind. Shout out Lady Gaga. She's a major fucking star, very talented songwriter and singer. Now, you know, the people that get nominated for production design, and there's people that get, you know, nominated for original scoring of movies and the songs. Kendrick Lamar and SZA, all the stars from the Black Panther movie nominated for a fucking Oscar. Congratulations to them. That's huge for hip hop. There's also, you know, records nominated such as the Shallow record from the movie A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga and Mark Ronson. Very powerful, big record. So congratulations to them and all the nominees of the 2019 Oscars. We wish everybody could win, but unfortunately that's not how it works, because somebody's got to be a fucking loser. You understand what I'm saying? Episode 9 of the Swanglin Show. I'm all by myself. I feel alone. Shout out to Caviar Dick. Shout out Nucleus. I miss you guys. I'm in here just shooting the breeze with my motherfucking self, drinking iced coffee. Just got done watching the Super Bowl. Disappointed. Goddamn it, New England Patriots won them another one. It is what it is. Hopefully, Tom Brady and Belichick will hang it up. Big Gronk will hang it up and make some way as their coaching staff, Brian Flores, moves his way down to become the new head coach of my beloved motherfucking Miami Dolphins. So, we're going to keep you posted on the off-season moves and what happens with the NFL draft and some things coming forward. in the next couple of months and in the NFL offseason, because we love football on the Swanglin Show. Now, last weekend, one of my favorite events of the motherfucking year. As a pro wrestling nerd, mark status all the way down, I love pro wrestling. My favorite event of the year, the Royal Rumble, is popping, right? So, I do what I do for the Royal Rumble, which is I get together with some of my close confidants, you know what I'm saying? My little brother, you know what I'm saying? My cousin, the Gertrude, you know what I'm saying? And some homies, we get together at the Epic Taco Bar. Homemade tacos with a major spread, you know what I'm saying? Eating federal as we're watching this show. And I'm watching it, and it was great. I loved it. I love the direction that wrestling is going. The Royal Rumble match itself, which is my favorite match of all time, was very different in comparison to Royal Rumbles that I've seen recently, in which they put over some younger people and some newer stars. Put the spotlight on people such as Cruiserweight, now turned into SmackDown Live Heavyweight, Mustafa Ali, with him eliminating Samoa Joe and Nakamura, which was really cool to see them putting the spotlight on somebody new. You saw people like Cleveland, Ohio representative, Ohio for Life, motherfucking Johnny Gargano winning on this weekend, winning the NXT North American Championship and being in the Royal Rumble and showing his ass in the Royal Rumble, having a very great performance. The Royal Rumble match itself was won by Seth Rollins, who's obviously been like the best wrestler of the calendar year of 2018. He's been phenomenal. He's on a roll and is arguably the best wrestler in the fucking world. So to give him that nod and let him go ahead to headline WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, I think is going to be great. I'll be watching it. I hope you'll be watching it, you know what I'm saying? And if you are, make sure you hit me up. We'll chop it up about pro wrestling, because I love this shit. Also in the Royal Rumble match, there was a really good moment between Elias and Double J, Jeff Jarrett, the WWE Hall of Famer, that was really cool and led into a spot the next night on Monday Night Raw between the two of them singing, and it's really cool for me to be able to see that, because it reminds me of, you know, different time when I was a child, and I have a strange personal connection to professional wrestling in general that just keeps me watching. I'll probably be a fan my entire life based upon my connection that I had with it as a kid, you know. And I'm watching the match, and Dolph Ziggler's in the motherfucker, and I like Dolph Ziggler. Pete Dunne is in there representing Put It Down. Drew McIntyre, like I said, Mustafa Ali had a very phenomenal performance in the match. The legend Rey Mysterio's in the match. How do you not love it when you see somebody like Rey Mysterio? This dude is like the epic legend. This dude has the most phenomenal career in history, spanning over 20 years. Still going. Shout out to Rey Mysterio. You're fucking amazing. What you're able to do is very unbelievable at this point. And we got a ton of respect on the Swanglin Show for Rey Mysterio. Also on the event, we saw some championships change hands. You know what I'm saying? And Nakamura winning back the United States Championship to drop the belt the next night on TV. Shout out to R-Truth. That was crazy. We also saw The Miz and Shane McMahon win the Tag Team Championships, which was really fucking cool. But the Royal Rumble event in general, as a whole, was very successful. Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor match was awesome, with this David versus Goliath vibe, biblical fucking little dude versus big dude, and the little dude comes out and he's giving it all he's got, and he put the big man against the fucking wall, but he just couldn't take him far enough. Very compelling, fun to watch. So if you get a chance and you're a WWE Network subscriber, go back, rewatch that 2019 Royal Rumble and let me know what you think about it. I thought it was very good. The Royal Rumble match itself is my favorite. I've been watching it since I was a kid, since the original Royal Rumble. I probably started watching it, and I would say maybe 1990. And then as I got older, I went back and watched, and up to date, up to this point, I've viewed and watched every single Royal Rumble match that's ever happened. And my favorite one of all time, I gotta throw this out there and talk to you guys about this because it's legendary shit. And if you're into pro wrestling, you need to put this on your watch list and check this shit out. It's the 1992 Royal Rumble match that was won by the legend, one of the greatest of all time, Ric Flair, where it comes down to him and Psycho Sid and motherfucking Hulk Hogan at the end. And there's, this tricky finish. The belt's on the line for the first time ever in the Royal Rumble is vacated. So it's a larger-than-life match. Building into it, Ric Flair's out there forever. Amazing showing. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, out there forever. Unbelievable showing. It's just a great match to watch. Ric Flair win the world title after being, NWA champion and all them different times, and for him to finally get the WWF belt. Shit was live for me when I was a kid. So go check that shit out. If you are a WWE Network subscriber and you're fucking with pro wrestling, you need to go on there and check that out. Like I said, 1992 Royal Rumble match. Nate pulls it off, wins the Royal Rumble and the vacant WWF World Heavyweight Championship. And this shit is live as fuck. So, if you trust my opinion, which of course you do because I'm a fucking straight up gentleman, you're going to go check this shit out. And you're going to be like, damn, Josh put me up on some game on this pro wrestling shit, which I always will do because I appreciate the listeners of the Swanglin Show, because without you, what kind of show would we have? And after all, we do call this the People's Podcast. This is episode 9 of the Swanglin Show, and I'm telling my man Nucleus right now, him and Caviar D, you might be out of luck for a motherfucking job because I'm starting to get real comfortable sitting here talking all by myself for the first time ever on the Swanglin Show. So we're going to transition into an interview that I had with a recording artist representing Dayton, Ohio. We're talking about C-Money Baby, who just dropped his new album, Cut Different. We recorded this interview about a week or so previous to the episode coming out. So we talk about the Super Bowl prediction and some stuff like that in there that may seem a little dated to you by the time you hear this, but it's crazy when you go back and you listen to a conversation between two dudes that's real cool cats. So we're going to transition over into that. So hang tight, listen to the Swanglin Show, chop up this interview with this super dope artist, which we're going to bring you on every episode. Maybe a special guest here, a special guest there. You never know who's going to be the co-host. You never know who's going to be involved on the Swanglin Show because it's a motherfucking mystery. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to transition over into that phone call with my man C-Money Baby. Alright, we're on the Swanglin Show, episode 9. Joshua Dunn, host with the motherfucking most. On the line, I got special guest, Dayton, Ohio representative C-Money Baby in the building. What's up, dude?
What's going on, big fella?
Hey, man, I hear you got this fire album out right now called Cut Different, man. Tell the people about this album you got.
Oh, man, it's just I would like to say, a beautiful body of work, well put together. It's just all about life experiences and just putting it out to the people, man. Hopefully we can change lives, save lives. And if it's not even about saving lives, it's about just vibing with some real music. So Cut Different.
Absolutely.
Fire.
Now, the album is available at Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, all places where people can check out some music. And I know it's a pretty deep project. What's your favorite song on the album?
Oh, man, my personal favorite, it has to be the outro entitled BL World, only because it's got sentimental value to me. You know what I'm saying? It's about one of my right-hand mans, passed away in 2014. And was damn near my best friend at the time. So just to go all the way from 2014 to where we are today, I just will forever keep her name alive. You know what I mean? BL, Baby Love, Pootie, R.I.P., man. It's BL world. That's the only world I live in. So for that reason, that song probably mean the most to me on the project.
Okay, that's what's up. Rest in peace to your fallen friend. And it's strange that you would bring up the year 2014 specifically, because I have that in my notes.
because 2014 is the year when I first became hip to you and your music. It was there was a concert at Scully's in Columbus on the in University area there. It was Bun B, Kurt Cobain's tour that was put together by Cultivating Youth Entertainment. Shout out to them. I was out there doing some photography, and I had the opportunity to watch you hit the stage, man, and you really put it down that night.
Oh, yeah, man. Much love, much love. And side note, man, the photographer was you, and actually I have a picture in my house, man, that my whole family loves. You actually took of me and the mother of my children. That's one of my favorite pictures I ever had taken of me. So just side note, I want to say big salute to you for that, Big Pimp.
Hey, that's what's up. I appreciate that. I did not know that, and now I feel wonderful about my picture-taking abilities.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Now, you're from Dayton, Ohio. I'm from Northwest Ohio area. I've always felt like Dayton, in comparison to a lot of the other major markets in the state, is the ultimate slept-on market. I feel like Dayton doesn't get a lot of recognition statewide as far as the amount of artistry that happens in that city. So, you being from your city, who are some of your favorite artists from Dayton?
Oh, man, right off the bat, gotta say Young King. Just so much talent in that young man, you know what I'm saying? Granted, yeah, I know him as a person personally, but even if I didn't, his music is just amazing. Gotta give a shout out to S&E, Stephen Ernest. His music is fucking fire. It's more of a how I want to say, more bars, man. It's not that energetic club music. If you want to really listen to some substance, I would say check out Stephen Ernest. You can probably find him on YouTube, SoundCloud, just anywhere you can find music, basically. Chicken Chop, you know, it's so many I can name. Because, like you said, my city's rich with talent, but it's also rich with hate and envy, and it's like a dark cloud over here we at. You know what I mean? We the overdose capital, you know what I'm saying? You can Google it, it's just so crazy over here, man. So a lot of that shit outshines the music, but we grinding hard, man. We taking off, so hopefully that changes in the near future.
Absolutely. Now, I have a kind of this obsession within myself of consuming and appreciating music regionally, especially Ohio music in general. So I'm hip to a lot of cats that's out of your area. A dude that I'm really high on right now that I think is super dope is Young Vader. I think Young Vader is dope.
Oh, yeah.
And some old school some cats that I was hip to back in the day. There was a group called GTC that was real hard. CC Server was super hard as well.
Shout out to GTC, man. Big shout out to GTC. You know what I'm saying? Polo, both of them. You know what I'm saying? Make amazing music. Actually, they still work on music, man. If you can find them on Facebook. I don't think they've really been releasing. Maybe on SoundCloud here and there. But I know bro posts on his Facebook consistently, so he's got a lot of new music out. If you haven't really heard it, you should try to I could try to link that up or whatever. As far as CC Server go, man, free a big dog, you know what I'm saying? Fucked up situation with him, but he'll be home soon. You know what I'm saying? It's a minor setback for a major comeback, you know what I mean? And as far as my city goes, like I said, man, there's so much talent. We can sit here and do this shit for 2 days straight. You know what I mean? Because my city is literally full of talent. It's just, like I said, we get outshined by the fuck shit and the bullshit. So we trying to change that in this near future, man.
Absolutely. And that's something I like to do here on the Swanglin Show is, since I know that my guests and the very special people that I have these conversations with on these shows, I know everybody's real. So I always make it a point to put a spotlight, not just on the artist that I'm interviewing, but the area as well. Because, in hip-hop, you deal with a lot of arrogance. You deal with a lot of people sheltering themselves in that projected hate. So I want to make sure that while I'm doing these interviews, that everybody has the opportunity to blow that door open for the market and the people that they like from where they're at, too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. We love and appreciate what you're doing, and everybody in your genre doing what you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for people like you and the people that love and support what we do, what we would do is just a dream. You know what I'm saying? You guys are part to make it a reality. So I know I can speak for all artists, especially where I'm from, when we say thank you. You feel what I'm saying?
And I appreciate that so much. Now, on this new album, Cut Different, and one thing I've noticed in your catalog, being a fan of your music and following you, is that you have a lot of music collaborations with a producer named Cash Money AP. You guys make some really dope music together. How do you guys link up with each other?
Well, what happened was, when me and Alex linked up, what happened was when I started taking music very seriously early in my little career, what happened was I was sliding with my homeboy, and he was listening to this song, Young Thug and Pee Wee Longway, and we would listen to it back to back to back. I'm talking about road running, just banging that song, and they kept saying Cash Money AP, Cash Money AP, Cash Money AP. So I happened to reach out, and when I reached out, he sent me a couple leases. You know what I'm saying? He charged me for a couple leases. I sent them those songs this next day. Boom, 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 all three of them. It's a song called Let It Fall, which is on SoundCloud.
Banger.
Yeah, I sent him that record. I sent him, I want to say a record called Lie to Me. And then I sent him another unheard record. But anyways, I sent him 3 records. And when I sent them there, ever since then, we just been rocking. Bro, been flooding my email. You know what I'm saying? We built a relationship outside of music. And I'm just proud to call him my brother, man. He's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? He looks out for me. He's a big part of why my career is going where it's going. And I can't do nothing but love that man for that. So big salute to Alex Petty, a.k.a. Cash Money AP, his little brother, VVS Beats. Just everybody on the team right now, man. Salute to everybody. Big love, you know?
Absolutely. Shout out Cash Money AP. And a lot of our listener base is up-and-coming artists, independent artists. So I want the listeners to really soak in what you just said and understand the importance of how important it is to build that relationship and spend that money if you believe in somebody's talent, because it can reciprocate and you can build a big bond.
Yeah, building relationships outside of music is important, and a lot of people do not understand that. A lot of these people, up-and-coming artists or whatever, they'll reach out to somebody else who's up-and-coming asking for a feature or such and such, and don't know this person, and then get highly upset when that person turns them down, not understanding that you might not know that person from you don't know that person from nothing. You've never even seen this person in person. So it's all about building relationships, man. It's all about bumping into each other, rubbing elbows, and building something beautiful. And it's always going to take your career higher, man. But I'm talking about outside of music. Always build relationships, man. Always. You know what I'm saying? Should never stop, man. It's all about who you know. You know what I'm saying? Not just what you know.
Absolutely. It's not just about who you know. It's about how you treat them.
Exactly. Oh, for sure.
Now, on the Swanglin Show, episode 9, special guest C-Money Baby in the building representing Dayton, Ohio. We're talking about his new album, Cut Different, that's available right now on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere you're going to jam your music. Make sure you go and check this shit out. Now, right now we're approaching Super Bowl time. You know what I'm saying? We got the Super Bowl happening. We busted it down. We got the LA Rams, and we got the New England Patriots. C-Money Baby, who you got?
Man. You gonna put me on spot like that? First and foremost, it's black and yellow till I die, man. It's still a nation into the grave. So with that being said, you know I can't go for Brady, man. So we gonna hope LA takes it home, man.
Now, you said that you were a big-time Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That's very common in this area. There's tons of Steelers fans in the state of Ohio. What do you think is going to be the next landing spot for superstar wide receiver Antonio Brown?
Breaking my heart with these conversations, my brother. Man, to be honest, I hope he fall and land on his ass wherever he go. Nah. Take that. I'm just joking, man. All jokes aside, wherever he goes, man, I wish him the best. I could see him. I hate to say this, but I could see him somewhere like in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? I could see him somewhere, Philly. For real, to be honest, you're talking about Antonio Brown. You know what I mean? Toe tap Tonio. So we're talking about, if not the greatest, one of the greatest wide receivers we've seen in a long time. So anywhere he ends up, he's going to prosper. And salute to that man. It just sucks right now. It's still an open wound. So, you know, I'm in my feelings about it. But either way it goes, wherever he goes, I know he's going to prosper, man. And I wish that man number luck.
Absolutely. He's a phenomenal athlete, I think. And I'm going to make call my Babe Ruth shot right here. I think Antonio Brown is going to be playing for the historical, legendary Green Bay Packers. That's my throw out.
Oh, man. See. Oh, man. And I'm hoping that's false because my blood brother and the mother of my children, her whole family, Green Bay, I already get into it with some cheese heads on that side anyway. So if that happens, it's going to be a bad year for me.
Absolutely. Well, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, so I'm very, very familiar with hurt and pain. You know what I'm saying as far as football is concerned.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, you know, it hurt me to see Tom Brady return to the Super Bowl because I think he's a bitch and I think he's a poor sport. We've discussed this several times on the Swanglin Show. My man C-Money Baby is on the motherfucking line. It's customary. This is something that I like to do for all of my special guests that take the time out to come on and have a conversation with me on the Swanglin Show. I'm going to open up the floor for you, C-Money Baby, completely to give a shout-out to your friends, shout-out to everybody that's fucking with you. Let the people know where they can stay in touch with you across social media and anything that you got going on.
All right, well, it's your motherfucking boy C-Money Baby. Do not forget the baby. I just want to give a shout-out to my whole camp, man. Special shout-out to Jacob Blevins. You know what I'm saying? That man right there, he does a lot from time to time for me, you mean, with no questions asked, no nothing, you know what I'm saying? So a big shout-out to my guy. I want to do another big shout-out to Alex Petty, a.k.a. Cash Money AP, another person that doesn't ask no questions. Just, you know what I'm saying? He looks out for me like he owes me something, knowing damn well he don't, and I love that man for that. Same thing goes for my man Cheeto, man. My little brother, man, you know what I'm saying? Been rocking with me as far as when it comes to listening to the music before we put it out. It's been a big part of everything I do, from visuals to etc. So big shout out to them. And last but not least, and I mean but not least, to every single follower, man, from supporter. I don't give a fuck if you just start watching me today. I don't give a fuck if you've been watching me for 10 years, man. Without you guys, I mean, this shit would just be a dream. You guys make it a reality, and man, I'm more than appreciated that. So everybody that loves and supports what we do, I want to give a big shout out to y'all. As far as following me on social media, Instagram, C_money_baby. You know what I'm saying? I've been heavy on IG lately. That's where you'll get most of the video releases, album releases, anything that's new coming up with me is mostly IG. Find me on Facebook, C-Money Baby. You know what I'm saying? Just everything C-Money Baby. When you want to look for me, man. Even SoundCloud, man. C-Money Baby. Don't forget the baby.
And make sure, definitely don't forget the baby. Make sure you look out for this man C-Money Baby and his album Cut Different that's available now. It's in episode 9 of the Swanglin Show. You filthy ass bitch.
Swing. I know you feel me. Swing. Conspiracy. Hey, swing. That's our shit. I'm dangling like a broken arm. I got no regard like I'm famous. I stay stankin' like an open jar. Hit the kush for my sweet tooth. Optimo is my